Welcome back. In the first part of this series, we explored Quito, stood on the equator, visited Mitad del Mundo and discovered some of the fascinating places surrounding Ecuador's capital. But our adventure is far from over. This time, we're heading beyond Quito to explore another side of Ecuador. We'll visit Otavalo, home to one of South America's most famous indigenous markets, admire the beautiful Andean landscapes around it, and later continue to the cloud forests of Mindo. So let's hit the road and start with our first destination, Otavalo.
After exploring the area around Quito, we decided to take one of the most popular day trips in northern Ecuador, a visit to Otavalo. Getting there is easy and inexpensive. Buses leave regularly from Quito's Carcelén terminal. Ticket costs $2 to $3 and the journey takes around 2 hours through the beautiful Andean countryside. Since Otavalo sits at an altitude of about 2,550 meters above sea level, it's slightly lower than Quito, but you're still very much in the Andes. Otavalo is best known for its indigenous heritage and its enormous market, which has been attracting traders from across the region for centuries. The main attraction is Plaza de Ponchos, one of the largest artisan markets in South America. This is the place to find colorful textiles, alpaca clothing, handmade jewelry, paintings, musical instruments, and all kinds of souvenirs. Even if you're not planning to buy anything, it's worth walking through just to take in the atmosphere. Beyond the market, the town itself has a few interesting spots. The central square, Plaza de los Ponchos, is always lively, while the nearby San Luis Church and the surrounding streets offer a glimpse into everyday life in this Andean town. If you have extra time, the beautiful Peguche waterfall is only a few kilometers away and can easily be combined with your visit. Another place worth mentioning is Laguna de San Pablo, located just outside Otavalo. Surrounded by mountains and overlooked by the imposing Imbabura volcano, it's one of the most picturesque spots in the region. If you're arriving by bus, chances are you'll already catch a glimpse of it along the way. The lake sits at an altitude of around 2,660 meters and has long been important to the local indigenous communities. Today, it's a peaceful place where visitors can enjoy the scenery, take a boat ride, or simply relax by the shore. For us, it was one of those places that perfectly captures the beauty of the Ecuadorian Andes. Calm water, green hills, and volcanic peaks, creating a landscape that looks almost too perfect to be real. What makes Otavalo special isn't just the market, it's the chance to experience one of Ecuador's strongest indigenous cultures. Traditional clothing is still part of everyday life here, and as you walk through the streets, it's easy to see that this isn't a performance for tourists, but a living tradition that has been preserved for generations. After spending time in the Andes around Quito and Otavalo, we decided to see a completely different side of Ecuador and headed to Mindo. If you're planning to do the trip on your own, it's actually quite easy. Buses leave from Quito's Ofalia terminal, and the journey takes around 3 hours. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that the road crosses the mountains and has plenty of curves. If you're prone to motion sickness, this might be a good time to take precautions before the trip. The views are beautiful, but the winding roads can definitely test your stomach. The bus doesn't always take you directly into the village. In many cases, you'll get off at the main highway junction, and from there, it's a few kilometers to Mindo itself. Don't worry, local pickup trucks and taxis are usually waiting for arriving passengers and can take you into town for a small fee. What makes Mindo special is the fact that it's located in a cloud forest. This ecosystem forms where the humid air from the Pacific meets the Andes, creating a constantly misty environment packed with wildlife. Ecuador is already one of the most biodiverse countries on Earth, and Mindo is one of the best places to experience that firsthand. One of the first things we did was visit one of the hummingbird gardens. And honestly, even if you're not interested in birds, this is something you shouldn't miss. There are dozens of species here, many of them found only in this part of the world. Some are no bigger than your thumb, while others shimmer with metallic green, blue, or purple colors. The fun part is that visitors can actually feed them. For a small fee, you can get a small feeder filled with sugar water, which mimics the nectar these birds naturally drink. Then all you have to do is hold it still and wait. Within seconds, hummingbirds start hovering right in front of your face. sometimes landing just centimeters away. It's one of those experiences that's much harder to capture on camera than it is to appreciate in person. The town itself has a completely different vibe from Quito. Instead of busy streets and colonial buildings, you'll find small cafes, outdoor restaurants, rivers, and lots of greenery. It feels more like a place where people come to slow down and enjoy nature. For those who want a bit more adventure, Mindo is also famous for its waterfalls. The most popular route starts with a cable car ride across the valley, after which several hiking trails lead through the forest to different waterfalls. Some people come here for ziplining, others for tubing on the river, and many simply for the hiking. And if you like chocolate, you're in luck. Ecuador produces some of the world's finest cacao, and Mindo has several small chocolate producers where you can learn how chocolate is made, from the cacao bean all the way to the finished bar. Naturally, the tours include tasting sessions, which might have been our favorite part. What we loved most about Mindo was the contrast. In the morning, we were surrounded by the high mountains of the Andes, and just a couple of hours later, we were walking through a tropical cloud forest while hummingbirds flew around us. It's a completely different side of Ecuador and one that's surprisingly easy to reach on your own. After spending several days exploring Quito and its surroundings, one thing became very clear to us. This region offers much more than just beautiful views and historic landmarks. It's also a great place to discover Ecuadorian culture, traditions, and food. Whether you're wandering through the historic center, visiting Mitad del Mundo, or taking day trips to places like Otavalo and Mindo, you'll constantly come across little details that make Ecuador unique. One example is the guinea pig, known locally as kiai. For many visitors, seeing guinea pig on a restaurant menu comes as a surprise. But in the Andes, these animals have been part of local life for thousands of years. Ancient civilizations raised them not only as a source of food, but also for ceremonial and spiritual purposes. Today, roasted cuy remains a traditional dish, especially during festivals and family celebrations. The cultural side of Ecuador is also very visible at Mitad del Mundo. While most people come for the Equator Monument, the complex has enough attractions to keep visitors busy for several hours. Families will find a small train, open spaces, cultural exhibits, and an amphitheater where performances and events are sometimes held. There's even a beer museum, where visitors can learn more about Ecuador's brewing traditions and sample some local varieties. And speaking of drinks, Ecuador has plenty worth trying. Fresh fruit juices are everywhere thanks to the country's incredible biodiversity. You'll find flavors like blackberry, passion fruit, tree tomato, and naranjilla, many of which are difficult to find outside South America. In the cooler mountain regions, locals often enjoy canelazo, a warm drink made with cinnamon and sugarcane liquor, while Morocco, the thick corn-based drink we tried in Quito, remains a favorite comfort drink. The food is equally diverse. One of the country's best-known dishes is ceviche, which in Ecuador is usually served with more broth than in neighboring countries and often comes with popcorn or toasted corn. Another local favorite is encebolado, a rich fish soup that many Ecuadorians consider the ultimate comfort food. You'll also find lapingachos, hornado, empanadas, grilled meats, and countless dishes based on corn, potatoes, and plantains. And just like Ecuador's food, our time around Quito was full of variety and surprises. From colonial streets and volcanoes to markets, cloud forests, and local traditions, every day brought something new. Now it's time for the next chapter of our Ecuador adventure.
Help us fuel the next adventure. Like, comment, and subscribe.